jolly good. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clayton Zoka. Welcome to another of my thoughts on. Today, I'll be talking about Collateral. This is the 2004. You heard me. 2004 crime drama. It's directed by Michael Mann and it stars Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. This is requested by Lewis Harbert Reviews. I actually have never seen this film before. I've heard of it, and all I know about it is who's in it and Chris Stockman's review on the film, which is interested to say the least. Let's talk about it. So the film is about this cab driver named Max, and he's played by Jamie Foxx. He seems like a very normal, mundane guy, just driving cabs for a living. Well, not really for a living, it's actually his part-time job. He's doing it just, to pay the bills and, save up for something that's worth something. Until this guy gets into his cab, a contract mercenary killer named Vincent, and he's played by Tom Cruise. Jamie Foxx's character Max is now stuck with him until he does something about it. He would go with his gut instincts, or sometimes Vincent would tell him to do this. He would control him. And yeah, this film is kind of all over the place, really, but in a really good way. This is like... The film reminded me a little bit of that... I'm going to forget the name of it in a minute, but funny enough, Jamie Foxx was in that. I forgot what it's called. I'll have to have a look. Law-abiding citizen, in a way, I suppose. It's all very actiony. It's very psychological, I guess. But unlike that film, which, I didn't really like all that much, and it was okay. It was fine. Collateral, on the other hand, is a film that I actually really enjoyed. It's not amazing or anything, but it's pretty great, actually. Tom Cruise is an actor who I do think is a teensy-weensy bit overrated. The only other film I've seen him in is The Mummy, and that's a role that I think he does okay in. However, without happening to watch, Last Samurai, War of the Worlds, Top Gun, Mission Impossible, American Made, and Jack Reacher, Oblivion. Without watching all of those, and Tropic Thunder as well, let's not forget. Without watching all of those, this is probably my favourite performance from him, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen. Like, he plays as this mercenary villain, and he's not only brilliant, but he's actually a really cool but kind of creepily scary assassin. And he really plays up the bad guy quite well. He's manipulative, he just wants to get the job done, even if what he's doing is not exactly good. But he is a very compelling character. He's like kind of a messed up mercenary that will just do anything just to kill, who's on his contract. And Tom Cruise plays him really well. I have to give props to him. Jamie Foxx's character, Max, is a very understandable character for someone who is trying to do what he does for a living, but then Vincent comes in and how he has to try and follow what he says, otherwise things will go wrong. And the chemistry between the two is a bit conflicted, since one wants to kind of get out of it, but then one of them kind of brings them into it, and then things go wrong. But the chemistry is actually kind of amusing, I guess. Obviously, they're both not friends. Vincent's just kind of playing Max up at times, and he's really like getting into him. Mentally, just telling him, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be good. But Max tries to bail out, but obviously knowing Vincent as a mercenary, that's not going to happen, is it? And they both work off each other exceptionally well. Annie, who's played by Jada Pinkett Smith, is in it. She doesn't have that big of a role except for the opening and the end of the film. She is mentioned by Max since Vincent reminds him to call him before all this shit goes all down. But Max declines at times, and he also just tries to do what he has to do and follow what Vincent says as well. Annie's a character who has good chemistry with Max, but that's only like in the first 7 minutes, and that's it really. She's at the beginning and at the end of the film, and she could have been cut out so easily. There was not really much to her. Same with Mark Ruffalo's cop, who's honestly kind of there, and they all, all these villains get killed, and that's not really a spoiler because Tom Cruise goes on a fucking rampage he's God. He goes literally on a huge fucking huge rampage. Kills a lot of people. No spoiler, it happens. It happened. Visually, this film is nicely shot. This came out in 2004, may I remind you. It doesn't look bad from that, from that time period, I suppose. You can tell because they have old phones, and even the way this film is shot at times, and the way the camera zooms in while the cameraman is not holding the camera steadily. You can tell it's very early 2000s, And the direction of the film is very, very well done. Michael Mann does a good job. I like the soundtrack too. It has a really unique score. Well, not what actually no, yeah, the score's actually really good, and it's by none other than James Newton Howard. That's right, the same composer who did The Dark Knight, or at least no, what was it? Batman Begins, and all that other stuff. He does a good job with the score here. Kind of like what he did with News of the World, in a way. But the music score, the music songs in the film are quite good. Even the practical effects are actually really well done, and there isn't much of it, but it is genuinely really, really good. My only complaints are the film at times can get a little bit too predictably dumb. There are scenes where Vincent should know better than what he already knows. And I get it that Max is trying to outsmart him, but he should know better, really, I suppose. But at the same time, this is a film. It's not supposed to be 100% realistic, I suppose. And also there are characters that just kind of just die straight away without knowing a lot about them. And there's also way too many villains. I know Vincent's the big villain here, but there are other villains too, but they don't get as much attention as him, which is understandable, but they're kind of pointless in a way as well, and it is a very cliched film at times. So, I mean, despite all that, I did really enjoy Collateral. It is a pretty great thriller. Tom Cruise's performance is probably the best he's done in his entire career. Jamie Foxx is legit fantastic. Jada Pinkett Smith is fine. And Mark Ruffalo as well. It's visually well shot. It looks great. It's got good effects to it, and not by much. The story is actually kind of interesting once you get more and more into it. It's pretty epic too. It shows how much Vincent is a skilled mercenary, and the character of Vincent is compelling, and Max is a very likeably understandable guy too. However, the film is a little too. It can get very stupid and very predictably dumb, and also there are too many villains in the film that you have to keep track of. But besides that, I had a great time with Collateral that I will happily give a 8.5 out of 10. Really solid film, really damn good. Just not exactly perfect. If you like thrillers, if you like Tom Cruise, definitely check it out because his performance here is actually almost Oscar worthy. Well, Jamie Foxx did get an Oscar nomination for his role in the film, which I'll be very honest is understandable because he was really fucking good in the film. But supporting actor, I'm pretty sure he's not supporting. He's more like best main actor because he's like the main character, well, the main hero, I suppose. But yeah, wow, just really fucking good, really damn good. It's a film that I would definitely pick up on DVD. I watched this on Prime, but I'll definitely buy it on DVD. It's so fucking good. I'm really happy I'm discovering more and more of these, like, underrated films. It really works out. Next up, I'm going to talk about a film that's been a bit controversial in the past, and it involves one man and his creation. And it's got something to do with an animal, okay, that likes all kids. I'll leave it at that. Oh, copyright infringement too. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, if you've seen Collateral, not Collateral Beauty with Will Smith, and to be fair, it can be a little hard to make out which is which unless you remove Beauty, and yes. I haven't seen that film. I heard it's not very good. But yeah, if you have watched Collateral, what do you think about it? Do you like Tom Cruise's performance? Do you think it's good, bad, decent? Do you want to see it? Excuse me. Let me know below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.